So I know this is a struggle that a lot of us come across where we don't really know what our purpose is. And sometimes it can be masqueraded into a type of employment, some type of job that you're in that you may love, but that doesn't mean that's your purpose. So one of the ways you can find out to really know within yourself that this is your purpose, quote unquote, is you want to find something that's autotelic. Autotelic means it's just basically an individual who does something for themselves, something that someone does for their own sake, that is self-rewarding and does not have the external stimuli attached to it. It does not have the external goal attached to it. So something that is self-rewarding, and you would do that shit no matter what, and you would not allow money, people, social status, your parents, anybody outside of you make you feel different about it. You will always do it no matter what. That's what an autotelic activity is. Interesting word, by the way. I'm not the whole word thing. Anyway, so being said, give you an example. So the example would be, say for instance that you love rescuing dogs. You're a person who loves to rescue the fuck out of a canine. If you love to rescue canines, are you doing that for the money? Or are you doing that because it's pleasing you? It's something that's rewarding to you. So the trick to it is you want to think about something that creates something that's like an act of service, something that you would do to help others. Say, for instance, you love helping out homeless people. If you love helping out homeless people, would you help out homeless people with money tied to it only? Or would you help homeless people out regardless if there's money attached to it? So when you think about anything that you're doing, ask yourself, would you continue to do this, quote unquote, what you deem your purpose, if money was attached to it, or if money wasn't attached to it? So another example would be like an artist, for instance. If you're a person who loves to paint, to draw, things of that nature, would you do that regardless of the fact that there was a price attached to it, or regardless of the fact that if it's not going to put you out there in the public eye, would you still do it? Or you're only doing it just for the benefit of the external stimuli or external goal? So your purpose is something that you will do, but nothing outside of it attached to it. You would do this shit nonstop. It is your heart. It was something that you will always cater to regardless of money being attached to it. Another example would be like a hairdresser. Most women are very successful at being a hairdresser, and they can see them doing that shit long term. Probably until they die, they probably do that. But ask yourself if that's a purpose or that's just employment. Because sometimes you can say, oh, I love doing hair. I'm so passionate about hair. I'm very creative when it comes down to doing hair. But that doesn't mean that's your purpose. That doesn't mean that you're really good at doing fucking hair. You're very proficient at doing hair. If I was to ask you, or better yet, you ask yourself, if I was to say, yo, go do somebody's wig or however, whatever shit's called, lace fronts and all that shit, go braid somebody's hair, go, retwist somebody's hair, do whatever you have to do, attach $10 to it. Would you do somebody's hair for $10 an hour? Would you do somebody's hair for services of $10? Just say you just, hey, I'll do your hair for $10 and it might take 5 hours to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you do that? And if you do that, then cool, obviously that's your purpose. But if you think about it, if you're only doing that for the sake of the money, then that's not your purpose. That's employment. You know what I'm saying? You want to do hair regardless. So one way that you could have definitely test this out, and the opportunity is passed. So for people who didn't see that was the opportunity, then what the fuck? But when COVID first hit, nobody was working. The whole goddamn U.S. was shut down. So this was the perfect example for you to ask yourself, okay, what do I want to do with myself? Like, what the fuck? Like, ask the big whys. Like, why am I here? What is my purpose at this point? Like, this world is crazy. Like, whatever. Like, this was the opportunity for you to tap into your creative bank and ask yourself, what can I put out? What is I'm passionate about? And you could have cultivated it during that time when you were just sitting around, because like I said, nobody was working. So this was a great way for you to kind of discover what it is that you love to do for yourself without employment. So yeah, you think about it like that. You think about something that you will do that you love to do, and I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be the most weirdest, wackiest shit. You love to do it no matter what. And if you love to do it no matter what, the next question is, can you monetize it? But if you can't monetize it in the way that you want to monetize it, it still won't influence you to continue doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, this is something that, you know, we coming up as children, our parents, you know, we probably had the wacky ideas, the creative ideas, the spiritual ideas, and our parents would say, oh, well, you what you gonna do with that? You can't do nothing with that. Go ahead and be a lawyer, be a doctor, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get your degree and be an engineer. They make money. It's always about money, 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 money. But everybody, you know, majority of people who's in their careers hate their careers because that's not what they really want to do. They're just paying the bill. So really sit with it. Sit with yourself, ask your spirit, or just observe yourself, the things that you deem that makes you very creative, and stick to that. You know, stick to that and put energy into that. And what you also need to do is you need to do a trial and error. So say, for instance, it's multiple things you love to do, and you just don't know what to choose. Do a trial and error. Do it for a little while and see how it feels. And, you know, if you ain't feeling it, you feel like, you know what, I like doing this, but I don't like doing it as much to what a point where, you know, to the point where I feel like, you know, I wouldn't do without no money attached to it. So, like, for instance, for me, I used to drive 18-wheelers. I love driving 18-wheelers. Now, obviously, that's not a purpose, in my opinion. But I used to love driving 18-wheelers. I will still be driving 18-wheelers. But the trial and error run that I did, where I realized I couldn't do it because I was basically falling asleep on the road. So, like, I did a trial and error. I tested it. I experimented with it. I'm like, you know what? I love this shit. But it just wasn't conducive to my lifestyle and my well-being. So I had to leave it alone. So whatever it is that you deem your purpose, and it could be something so minute, it doesn't have to be so big. Like, you got to get out the mindset of feeling like whatever your purpose is going to impact the whole fucking world. Like, nah, fuck that. Impact the person that's next door to you. Fuck. Try to pack your fucking family members. That'd be the worst motherfuckers you try to get a message to. You know what I'm saying? Pack your best friends, or pack your cousins. You know what I'm saying? Pack the people around you. And 9 times out of 10, the people around you are telling you what you're great at. You're just not believing in yourself, or you're not listening to the message. But don't look at it as something that's so big. Like, I got to be the next Malcolm X or some shit. Like, no. Focus on something that just truly makes you excited. Something that ignites your fire within you. Something that will always keep your fire burning no matter what. It don't matter what it is. You know what it is. All of us really know what it is. We just fearful to express it, or we don't want to embrace it. We don't want to put the work in, or we scared what people may think, or we just simply don't want to do it because we fucking lazy. But you know what it is. Cut that shit out. We know what it is. You know, a lot of people know what their purpose is. They know they're good at something, and sometimes that something may not be fully harvest. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of water it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You might have a potential to be great at something, but you got to put more energy into it. But that's the beauty in it. Because once you find something that you really want to do, you have a direction now, versus just hiding at work all fucking day, trying to pay bills all day, and then masquerading what your true purpose is based on the fact that you got a promotion at your job. Like, fuck that shit. That's going to keep you more in the matrix. That's going to put you more in the fucking hole, versus minimizing your work ethic, in a sense. Still pay them bills, but minimize your work ethic towards trying to be the best person at your job, and put energy into what it is you strongly feel you want to do for yourself. You got to feed it. It's like a child. You have to feed it so it can grow. So being said, you want to find something that is self-rewarding, and no matter what, like, shit, for me, I could say for me personally, I love teaching. You can't put no price on that. I love teaching. I would do that shit without a price. You know what I'm saying? So you can say I found what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it right now. So you have the ability to do the same damn thing.